July 4th, there's perhaps few things more all-American than icon Chuck Norris. I recently got the chance to visit his Texas ranch, where he shared a few true Chuck Norris facts I bet you didn't know. First of all, his real name isn't Chuck, it's Carlos. Who gave you the nickname first?
I joined when I went in the military, and I'm in boot camp, and the Hispanic guy says, "You know what the name Carlos means in English?" I said, "Yeah, it's Charles." He says, "Yeah, and the nickname for Charles is Chuck, and I'm going to call you Chuck." And for some reason, it stuck with me, and from that point on, everyone called me Chuck, so I just stuck with it.
It worked well for you.
Yeah, it did. And, of course, these are all my books that I've written over the years. I've done 2 trips to Iraq, 2006 and 2007. So I went over there and I went to 17 different bases and camps and shook hands and took pictures with 20,000 troops in 2006. And then I went over and did it again in 2007.
Are you really popular among the military guys?
Oh my gosh, one guy, they said, "Hey, one of the troopers had this jumpsuit on. He said, show Chuck, show Chuck." He pulls out his arm. He's got a picture of me on his arm. I go, "Guy, that's on there for the rest of your life." But they had my name on tanks and carriers and all this stuff here.
Are you surprised when you understand the scope of your popularity?
Yeah, it's kind of mind-boggling, really.
Were you in the Army?
Air Force.
Air Force.
Yeah, my brother, this is my brother's dress uniform. He was killed in Vietnam.
I'm sorry.
And so we have his dress uniform, and he was one of my black belts too. This is his black belt certificate, and he was on my fighting team.
I think most people know, obviously you aren't an actor who dabbles in martial arts. You are a true martial artist.
Yeah, that dabbles in acting, really. Yeah, this is when I won the title right here. That's Louis Delgado, and I'm going down to punch him in the head. This photo came out. Louis comes up and says, "It must have been your mother down there in the audience taking that picture." I said, "I don't know who took it, Louis." This here is missing in action, and I'm rescuing POWs. And so the scene is for me to get the POWs into this helicopter out over the ocean. Well, of course, I have a stuntman to do that, but again, the wind was blowing so hard that they said, "No, it's too dangerous. So what we will do is lift you up out of the water about 3 feet and then drop you back down, cut." I said, "Okay." So anyway, the POWs go in the helicopter. I grab a hold of there, and the pilot takes off with me out of the ocean. And I'm hanging, no safety or anything, I'm just hanging on. So anyway, I'm flying out over the ocean, and I'm looking down about 300 feet up. And I said, if I drop, would it kill me, And finally, my brother, who was on the set, he calls, and they finally get a hold of the pilot, and they bring me back to the beach and drop me down. I am held so tight that they had to peel my fingers off the
thing. My goodness.
So I've had some pretty fun experiences.
How did you first hear that you were getting sort of this resurgence with the Chuck Norris facts?
About 11 years ago, a college kid from Brown University sent me 3 Chuck Norris facts. And I'm reading them, and the first one was they wanted to put Chuck Norris on Mount Rushmore, but the granite wasn't tough enough for his beard. I thought, this is pretty funny. Well, the college crowd started gravitating to him and started making up their own Chuck Norris facts. Then it went to the high school, to the elementary schools, and then it just started going all worldwide.
Did you ever want to be in law enforcement?
Yes, I did. Actually, that was my goal. And, I grew up planning on being in law enforcement. So when I joined the military, I got in the military police with the purpose of preparing myself for law enforcement. In fact, when I got out of the service, I was married, and I had to start working right away. And so I took my exams for the LAPD, but I had like a 4-month waiting list. So in the meantime, I'm working at Northrop Aircraft, and I decided to start a little karate club in my mom's backyard. And I started teaching, and in about 3 months, I fell in love with teaching, and I decided to make that my career. And so I changed my mind at the last minute, and that's history.
Wow. By the way, Chuck's 77, and we're told he still works out fanatically. You can see more of the interview on our Full Measure Facebook page.
10 years older than me. Wow.
Until next